this newspaper, Willie. This is the funniest thing I ever saw. Doggone, look at the man coming out of the house walking on his head.
A man coming out of the house on his head?
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Let's see. Well, you've got that newspaper upside down.
Well, what you know about that, huh?
Is that all you have to do is sit there and laugh at cartoons in the newspapers?
Oh, I like 'em.
Do you realize that all the money we have in the world is 1 5-cent piece?
Well, why did the barber discharge you,
Because I didn't know any better than to take you down to the barber shop where I was working and get you a job as porter.
Yeah, then I like that job.
The minute my back was turned, you drank all the hair tonic.
Yeah, but I didn't eat the soap.
No, because there was no soap there.
Oh, now there.
And another thing, what was your idea in arguing with that head barber?
Well, I wasn't arguing with him, but he was eating garlic.
Well, what's the man eating garlic got to do with you arguing with him?
Well, he asked me if I wanted a close shave, and when I smelled the garlic, I said, no, stand as far away as possible. And you know, Willie, that barber reminded me of the time I was living on the farm. I had a hired man working for me by the name of ESAU Buck. One day I said to ESAU, I'm going to town today, and while I'm gone, I want you to saw the wood and keep the old ram out of the garden. So after I'd gone to town, ESAU went out and saw the wood. When he saw the saw, he saw he couldn't saw with that saw, so he looked around for another saw, but that was the only saw he saw, so he wouldn't saw. Well, the next day I went to town. I bought a new buck saw for ESAU Buck, and when I came home, I hung the new buck saw on the sawbuck by the seesaw. About that time, ESAU Buck saw the old buck out in the garden eating cabbage, and while driving him from the garden into the barn, he saw the new buck saw on the sawbuck by the seesaw. Now, when the old buck saw ESAU Buck looking at the new buck saw on the sawbuck by the seesaw, he made a dive for ESAU Buck and missed ESAU and hit the seesaw and knocked the seesaw against ESAU Buck, who fell over the buck saw on the sawbuck by the seesaw. Now, when I saw the old buck make a dive for ESAU Buck and miss ESAU and hit the seesaw and knock the seesaw against ESAU Buck, who fell over the buck saw on the sawbuck by the seesaw, I picked up the axe to kill the old buck. But he saw me coming, dodged the blow, counted on my stomach, knocked me over the seesaw in the ESAU Buck and broke the buck saw and the sawbuck and the seesaw. And that's why ESAU Buck don't work for us no more time.